All right, here we go again, Adam. Here we go again. Classic old school, just you and me in the room.
Just you and I, Bobby.
No regular guests, no
guests.
interviews, none of that. We're just going to kick it old school tonight.
None of that nonsense.
It's going to be very relaxed.
So, people, we're taking it back old school because me and Bobby are sipping on whiskey drinks, and we just ate a big bowl of fries and pork chops on top of it.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there. I was making those pork chops for you, Korean-style barbecue.
Fantastic pork chops.
And I said to myself, hey, I know you brought some frozen fries over. We'll put those in the air fryer. Definitely have those with the pork chops. Mm-hmm. And I got to think, I was like, what if we took all these pork chops, all 6 of them?
Cut them up.
Yeah, granted, it's just you and me.
It's just the 2 of us.
We cut them up in little pieces.
6 chops!
We cube up those fucking chops. And then while I'm cubing up the chops, I'm sucking on the bone of one of them.
Sucking the marrow right out that pig bone.
I'm not a wasteful person.
Nah. Marrow's great for you.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that Korean barbecue pork chop chunks and put it on top of the French fries you brought over from out of the air fryer there.
Air fried French fries.
And then we're going to pour more Korean barbecue sauce on top of it.
And don't forget the avocado sauce.
And then avocado cilantro sauce.
Damn, that shit's good. I don't know if y'all don't have that in your regions. It might be a regional thing because we're in Texas.
Avocado cilantro sauce?
It's fucking badass.
Dude, it's it's seriously one of the finer things in life.
It's like if you want to add a sauce that goes good on anything. I mean, I couldn't think. I would eat fried eggs with avocado cilantro sauce on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would eat like
for
Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, it's kind of like a creamy green sauce, a little spicy.
Creamy green.
And that tastes like a wonderful coalition of crushed avocados and fresh cilantro.
I don't know how they do it so it don't turn brown. Probably preservative. But I'll take it.
Yeah, even if that was brown, I don't mind a brown sauce every now and then.
Yeah, brown sauces are great.
Brown sauces have rarely let me down. Salisbury sauce.
Mole. All that shit's good.
I love a good brown sauce.
Oh, yeah. Brown gravy. Even that brown gravy. I'm more of a white gravy guy, but I'll eat brown gravy.
Let's do this. I don't know if maybe we've talked about it before, but I'm not entirely sure. It's worth repeating.
We're at like 125 episodes. We probably talked about it. It's fine.
Yeah. We're like a 125 trick pony.
That's right. Amen.
No, we're just going to start releasing the first episode over like every 125. It's just the same 125.
It's the same one.
We're in syndication, baby.
I mean, there's 125 hours of us. There are TV shows that are very famous that have lasted less episodes than we have.
It's all for you, J+. It's all for you, Cameron.
Yep, it's you too. You too in Austin, you too.
James Finch, what's going on,
Jimmy
buddy?
Finch!
And Stain Crimson, and I think Austin, of course, all the regulars.
And Bill Skinner.
Don't forget
about Bill Skinner. Danny Smith, and Allison.
Matt's in there.
Yeah, there's all sorts of people.
I feel bad because we didn't name everyone.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll fucking live with it. They'll keep listening. So what are we talking about?
We're talking about our regulars, but well, that's a nice segue, actually. I just want to list off my finer things in life, and then I want you to see what you say. Maybe you have a different list than me.
Sure. Let's hear it.
All right. Steak.
Yeah.
Good wine.
Okay.
Good cheese.
Yeah. Good
Not
cheese.
a chocolate guy, but good chocolate is a finer thing in life. Avocado cilantro sauce.
Cilantro, top of the list.
And I think that's it.
That's it?
You know what? I don't know. Have you ever gotten into like fine mustards? Like craft,
not
artisan mustards?
Not really, but I've had some of like that brown mustard that people make, and they're like, this is the shit, and I eat it. I'm like, oh, that's the shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that fancy mustard's one of the finer things in life, but it's really close.
It's bougie.
And I just want to say it's important to go out and try
You know what doesn't exist?
Expensive mustards.
You know what doesn't exist in the world, Bobby? Bougie mayo, right? There's no bougie ketchup, but there's fucking bougie mustard.
What is it called? Aioli sauce is bougie mayo.
I guess aioli is bougie mayo.
Yeah.
It's mayo.
I do feel like...
Let me answer your question, Bobby.
Yeah.
Finer things in life. You said steak, agreed, but I think just a nicely cooked hunk of dead animal. Good cooked meat, finer thing in life, right?
Yeah. Well,
bourbon, good, bad, it doesn't matter. Bourbon, finer thing in life.
I can't believe I forgot bourbon.
How'd you leave bourbon out of
Bourbon I left out. I'm on bourbon is the problem. That's why I didn't think of it.
Probably my favorite finer thing in life, China.
Okay, yeah, I knew that was coming.
Love it so much.
Let me just bounce off that real quick. Nice pierced nipples.
Yeah, pierced nipples. They got good nipples. And the nipple rings look good. I'm in.
One of the finer things in life.
Finer.
Thrill me.
You know, there's gorillas in these woods.
Mortis, what's that?
It's all in the reflexes.
Chicken's good. I like chicken.
I'd buy that for $1.
Die in the way.
Die in the wind.
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
I drink your milkshake.
Carpet Day!
You make me want to be a better man.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
See you at the party, Richter!
You're listening to the Not For Everyone podcast. My name is Snobby Bobby, and right in front of me in Adam's corner is...
Crid Root Dude! Pork Chop Moon Man.
Again, live in studio.
I really
no guest,
think-
old school, not for everyone.
Out of all of my fantastic nicknames and monikers I have, Pork Chop Moon Man is the one that I relate to the most. I mean, I am the Lieutenant of Danger. I am the Merchant of Besmirchment. You know,
The specimen of sexativity.
I am all those things. But
the lowest common denominator.
But the Pork Chop Moon Man, it makes so much sense to me in my soul.
I like this. I like how we're just trying to find creative ways to mention all your nicknames at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Without
Hey,
having to just list them
yeah,
off.
it's
It's like,
better
yeah,
this
we
way.
fucking got it, all right?
We got it. Hey, it's
That's
fine.
a new gag we're going to do.
All I know is on my headstone, all of them are going to be there. All of my fucking
All right,
nicknames.
Let me ask you this. I'm assuming you didn't earn a letter jacket in high school.
Nah, I didn't do that.
You weren't captain of the wrestling team, I don't think.
No.
If you were to letter in something, you know they let you put the little nickname on the back?
Yeah.
Which one of your nicknames would
Oh,
go?
Pork Chop Moon Man, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I want a jacket that says Pork Chop Moon Man on the back, and it has the Moon Man from fucking McDonald's, right?
But a pork chop?
But a pork chop, yeah.
We'll start a GoFundMe. Like, I'm going to Mexico next week, but I'll start a GoFundMe for that.
Well, I've told this story 8,000 times on here, but I told my child I was a werepig, right?
Yeah.
And so, I feel that a werepig that turns into a giant pig under the bacon moon, that is a Pork Chop Moon Man.
I love it.
Right?
Comes full circle.
Right? I'm telling you.
Totally.
I was telling King the other day, when we get a coat of arms made, which we're going to do, the coat of arms, the creature on it's going to be a fucking werepig. And we'll have the moon in the
You
top
told your
corner.
son this, who's 10 years old?
Yeah, he loves it. He's all about that idea.
Did your dad ever pull you aside and tell you about his ambitions for a weird family crest?
No.
This is a first time thing that's happening in the Arndt family bloodline.
New tradition. Actually, by the time his kid's born, which I've told him
The crest will already be made.
It'll already be made. It'll already exist. The Von Arndt bloodline will carry on with the crest of the werepig, and every one of my lineage, my legion that comes after my legacy of spawn, they're all going to tell the pork chop story of the werepig in the bacon moon.
The werepig emblem, I'm imagining like a silhouette of like a warthog, but howling at the moon like a werewolf.
I want it to look more like Bebop from the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I like that. I get that's a werepig.
I was just thinking the other day, I want to get a Bebop tattoo because out of all the characters from Ninja Turtles, and Ninja Turtles was a very big part of my life for about 4 years, between like 88 and 92. Bebop is just the coolest looking motherfucker. He's got a mohawk. He's got the cool shades. He's like a punk rock pork chop. He's fucking great, man.
Punk rock pork chop.
Punk rock pork chop.
That's the other one. You're the punk rock of buffets.
I am the punk rock of buffets.
Because when you go to a buffet, it's just mass chaos and anti-authority.
We're like throwing fucking egg rolls at each other,
and they're
shit.
just like, you're at a buffet. That's perfectly acceptable.
Got the Damned playing in the background. Everybody's eating fucking deviled eggs.
Deviled
Dude,
eggs.
fucking buffet deviled eggs. Why is that not happening?
I'm not doing that.
Why?
I would draw the line at that. I don't want it. If I'm eating eggs at a buffet, I want them to come from a box. I don't want them to come from real eggs.
You want boxed eggs?
From a buffet, yeah, I think so.
What if it's like a private buffet that's like
Because fake eggs are better than like horribly low grade real eggs.
I want a personal chef that like puts on private buffets. You know what I mean? Where they just surprise me with all the amazing food, and I just go out and just get obese. Like, I mean, really obese. Like,
they had to invent a new word, obese.
add a T on the end of that shit because I'm like rolling there.
It's like
you know,
a really obese person. Like, where do we go from here?
obese. Yeah, that's next level shit, bro.
That's gonna be like 20. I was gonna say like by 2035, we'll have someone that weighs 2,500 pounds.
Are you talking about like between the two of us?
No,
Oh,
maybe.
okay,
I mean, that's possible, but I'm just saying like that will be a new fat person record.
How would you keep a 2,500 person alive?
I think they'll be able to do it by that point.
Technology's catching up.
Like, hey,
all of your internal organs have been replaced with nanobots.
Science and nutrition. You know what you've created? Actual Jabba the Hutt people.
Dude, we'd have a whole. How would they? See, I'd never want to be that fat because you couldn't.
There's ways around.
Yeah,
it.
but I wouldn't just like lay there and have them like going on that organ that's down around the corner that you can't see. I want to be in on that action. Hands up, buddy.
I have a question.
Sure.
What other choice would you have if that?
Not be that fat.
Well, I think that this is going to be a fun, real life experience over the next couple weeks and months. Adam's going to try to hit a hard 1,500 pounds.
I'm shooting for it, bro.
See,
1,500, here come.
It's a test in how far confidence can go. It's a test in how far fatherhood can go.
Son, you love your daddy, right? Get that rag on a stick and scrub the middle of my back.
Now you're just doing Simpson shit.
Totally doing Simpson.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick, and they're like applauding.
Yeah.
And then there was the remember when Homer got like really, really fat, and they had the
wand.
No,
to
he had
fucking hit
the
buttons?
bird with the water to click the one button on his home setup. Yeah. We're all that Homer now, by the way.
What, Fat Homer?
We're all fat home. I work remotely. You work remotely.
Yeah. Work from home.
We just are.
I wish I had the little fucking water bird to hit the fucking button for me.
At this rate, honestly, man, I'm like a year away from a muumuu and like one of those little hats. I'm like, why would I not wear a hospital gown?
Your fingers are too fat. Please use a wand or a pencil to dial the phone.
Sir, if you calm down, we'll be happy to get you a garbage bag full of popcorn.
Hey, man, if Homer can do it, we can do it. If
we
you
already
can
have.
dream,
That's my
you
point.
can achieve it, you know?
You know, it is what it is.
So, yeah, we like eating on this podcast. We're fat.
I think, is this the second episode in a row where we talk about buffets?
Yeah, because we're taking it back to the good old days of where we just talked about fatness.
You know what we haven't talked about in a while on the Not For Everyone podcast?
Kurt Russell?
Buffets.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Let's go down the buffet. It's time for buffet talk with Adam and Bobby.
What if we had like imagine with me a themed restaurant. It's a buffet restaurant, and it's themed around Kurt Russell. So you've got like gorillas in them woods, and it's like, I don't know, how would you make a little girl's monkey meat or some shit?
That's a pretty obscure reference to Kurt Russell for the buffet.
You could have like Big Trouble and Little...
You can make that a special one night.
Dude, wait a second.
Food?
Wait a second. So you have like, you go to a buffet and there's like different like bars, right? There'd be the Big Trouble in Little China bar that's Chinese food. Obviously works to buffet. You could have the Escape from New York where there's like pizza,
pasta,
and minestrone, Italian foods, right? What else we got? The Thing.
Seafood.
Seafood. That's what I said. Seafood. Right. You have fucking calamari. I'm telling the Kurt Russell buffet. Oh, it's going to be so good.
Tango and Cash is clearly the dessert bar.
We have all sorts of fucking, Jellos. More than just the Jellos.
How would we cover Mexican food real quick? I just got to pick that up.
How would you cover Mexican food?
Like, what's a Mexican Kurt Russell movie? Was he in The Mexican?
Yeah, no.
That was Brad Pitt.
Soldier.
Yeah, he's a Mexican soldier.
He was totally a Mexican and soldier.
He was a federale.
Yeah, his name was like Rodriguez or some shit. No, what other...
Tombstone?
Yeah.
Tombstone, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Because there was the guys at the beginning that were like the banditos and shit. Yeah.
Oh, there's definitely Mexicans in, what is that, New Mexico?
Arizona.
Right next door to New Mexico, which is right next door to Mexico.
It's the same...
Full of Mexicans.
Same fucking desert. It's all the same desert. From fucking Mexico up to goddamn New Mexico and Arizona. All the same fucking desert.
Yeah. I really want to secede into Mexico again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I want to make MAGA hats that say Make Texas Mexico again.
Mary has a shirt that says Make Texas Mexico.
That's awesome.
It's fucking great, right? Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, we opened those fucking borders. Let them come here. Let us go there. It'll be great.
Yeah, but then just close the border north of Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Close the border to Oklahoma,
I'll let
Colorado.
the Louisianans are cool.
Yeah, we can let Louisiana come in. That's fine.
And
We need a passport to get from Oklahoma, from fucking Tulsa to here. Okay.
yeah.
I don't trust those fuckers. No,
Oklahoma.
No, I don't. Trust
They're all cheap. They're like Australians. You know that, right?
They're Australians.
They're all criminals.
They're all criminals
They come
in
from a
Oklahoma.
line of criminals.
I didn't know that. Oh, let's spread some bad.
Let's talk about Oklahoma
Rumors,
for a
yeah.
second. Oklahoma is a horrible state.
Yeah, they're one of their biggest cities is called Oklahoma City. Fuck you. Fuck.
I'm going to be
you.
honest. I like Oklahoma. Actually, it's I like the people from there. They're like Texans, only not as
Cool.
But that state does have so many tollways.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't have an easy tag for Oklahoma, and I'm just driving down the highway, like hitting every fucking tollway, and I'm like, I don't know how they're going to send me a bill, but I guess they're going to send me a bill. Never got a bill from Oklahoma.
Yeah, because they have weed legal, so they don't need that money.
It's a weird state. It's a weird state. Shout out to anyone that may one day listen to us that lives in Oklahoma.
Exactly. Yeah, we love you. So let's go to something we haven't done in a while here, Bobby.
Movie recap?
The news.
Oh, let's go. Let's change it up.
Switch it up.
Switch it up. We're going to the news now. This is from the New York Post,
Which is
November 17th, 2022, which is today.
Today.
Headline is Pack of 10 Poodles attack California beachgoer and her elderly corgi service dog. That's right, folks. It's animal news.
Animal news is great. A violent dogfight broke out at a California beach last month as 10 vicious poodles attacked a 13-year-old corgi and her owner, according to a report. Catherine Burleson was walking her corgi, Emma, on Trinidad State Beach with a friend on October 29th when the pack of standard poodles jumped out of a nearby car and began sprinting towards them. Burleson saw the dogs from about 50 feet away and tried to pick up Emma, but her little dog was so scared she wiggled her way out of her harness. The two were quickly plowed over by the crazed pack of poodles.
Usually I have some stupid shit to say in between these paragraphs here during the news, but I'm enthralled.
Then they jumped us, Burleson told the paper. We were at the bottom of a pack of 10 snarling, biting dogs. I thought Emma and I were going to be killed, she said. Nothing she tried to shield the older dog with.
Why is it an old black lady?
That's not black. She's an old lady.
Oh, okay.
She tried to shield the older dog, who is beloved throughout the community for working at a local hospital as a service animal. As she tried to fend off the pack of poodles,
Oh, this is just sad. I'm looking at the picture now.
Burleson felt her fingers being eaten. She was stunned when she realized it was the owner of the poodles who was allegedly eating her finger.
I'm not like, maybe someone out there that's listening, that's a filmmaker, because we're never going to have time to make that happen.
Yeah.
You guys, someone out there, this is, John Mantrix would call this like a synchronicity.
Yes.
Someone out there listening is going to one day make a horror movie about a pack of violent killer poodles.
See, I'm seeing all of this story in my head as a scene from Surf Nazis Must Die. That's the world it seems like to me.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're doing the old black lady voice.
It was one of the most bizarre experiences of my life when I looked up and saw that it was a person who was biting me. I screamed to stop, and he did, Burleson told the paper. The other owner apparently later told her he thought she was biting one of his dogs.
Okay. Yeah, that's getting a little fishy there, fella. I don't know if I believe all that.
Another woman who was not
Have
identified.
you ever, I was talking to, my wife was the one that showed me this news story.
It's a great story.
Last night, I think, and I was trying to convince her that, like, yeah, you, whenever you want a dog to behave, like, sometimes you have to, like, actually, like, bite them to, like, train them the way a real mother would train. She's like, you're full of shit. That's fucking crazy. I'm like, no. You train dogs by biting them. She didn't believe me once.
Obviously it's true. I mean, but this guy was biting an old woman.
Yeah, but yeah.
An old black
totally.
woman. Another woman who was not identified.
Have you ever bit a dog, Adam?
No.
All right.
Dogs smell. I don't want a dog taste in my mouth.
Have you ever never mind.
Ever bit
Never mind.
You
Never
want
mind.
to leave that one alone?
You're listening to the Not For Everyone podcast. My name is Snobby Bobby. Right in front of me is Crude Rude Dude.
Pork chop boom man.
We are right in the middle of the animal news segment. Let's go back to the stunning conclusion.
This woman became an angel at that moment.
Can you just do a regular voice? It's just getting offensive at this.
How is it offensive?
It's just getting offensive. I'm just doing the legal thing.
Oh, okay. She became an angel at that moment. It was a miracle. As she lifted Emma up, the dogs were jumping and tearing at her flesh and fur. After the fight was broken up, Emma was rushed to Sunny Bray Animal Clinic in Arcata, where she was treated for severe wounds.
I kind of feel like an asshole that we're talking so sillily about this.
Frivolously about it?
Frivolously, because it's like a horrible scenario.
I mean, if you get 10 poodles, dude, I wouldn't want fucking 10 poodles. I would pull my switchblade out of my pocket and just start stabbing dogs. And I like dogs, right? But fuck, man.
Adam, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were walking down the street, walking your dog, and 10 poodles attacked you and your dog, how would you handle that situation?
I'd kill all them dogs. Every last one of them. Or die trying. And then when I was done, I'd kill my dog too. Just be like,
okay. That's all right. Now it's just unfortunate.
After the bizarre incident was first reported on the Next Door social media website by a neighbor, Ted Peace.
Yeah, you on Next Door, Adam.
The lacerations and puncture wounds from the poodle's attack are extensive and deep. Emma is still fighting for her life and not out of the woods yet. We have photos of her injuries, but they are too awful to include here.
I just want to say, for every old black lady voice Adam does, he does a old white man voice.
That's true.
To balance it out.
Emma is slowly recovering. Burleson told the newspaper that the corgi is well known throughout the community because she worked as a service animal at the Mad River Community Hospital before the pandemic. This was not the first the poodles have attacked. Wait, this was not the first the poodle. It's a bad sentence. This was not the first time the poodles have attacked other dogs, according to Peace's Next Door post. This is one of those out there see a car crammed with fuzzy poodle faces. They are cute, but can be very aggressive. And how humane is it to load 8 or more dogs into such a vehicle? As Emma's attack demonstrated, these dogs can be dangerous to other dogs, humans, or, God forbid, children.
Yeah, this is a really sad story. But
I mean, if you're a dog fan,
yeah,
I would love to see.
I made the mistake of scrolling through the article and I saw like the picture of the corgi and stuff. I'm like, oh fuck. But anyway, this is the animal news, and we will tackle anything.
We'll tackle it all. We'll tackle 10 poodles at once. Bob,
I know you will.
You and me, we could take 10 poodles.
I don't know, dude. It depends. I think it was obviously if it was like teacup poodles or like.
No, these are standard poodles.
But a standard poodle is like the poodle from Batman Returns, right?
I don't know.
No, that's a toy. I don't know.
I'm not a fucking dog breeder. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I'm not a dog breeder.
I think like poodles are fucking big motherfuckers.
Yeah, real poodles are.
Yeah, like it's a standard poodle.
I think there's like a giant poodle though. That might be what you're thinking of.
Dude, if they had
what about a movie about a giant poodle?
Like science has gone too far and they decided to take a regular poodle, a standard poodle, and like extra triple standard that shit. And it's like a 7-foot long poodle.
All right. How do we make Godzilla but make him gay?
A poodle. Wait, didn't we see that movie? The fuck movie was that? God damn it.
Boneyard? You're thinking of Boneyard.
The Boneyard. Yeah, the fucking Boneyard, dude.
Boneyard. But no, I'm just talking about like a Toho style movie about a giant killer poodle.
So are you saying that poodles are automatically gay because of their floofiness?
I mean, if someone was like, hey dude, do me a favor, name a gay dog.
Chihuahua.
That's pretty gay.
It's pretty gay.
But poodles are up there.
I mean, they're up there. They're definitely
This is
top
like
3.
a Family Feud question.
Right.
And they were like, top 4 answers on the board.
Gayest dogs.
Name a gay dog.
I'd say poodle.
And they're like,
Chihuahua.
Bichon.
Fucking corgi. Oh, yeah. Bichon. Shih Tzu.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Lhasa Apso.
Oh, there's so many gay dogs.
Many gay dogs.
So many gay dogs.
So many.
You know, the thing is about gay dogs, they all came from wolves, man. All dogs were wolves.
I prefer gay dogs. Every one of those breeds sounds like a great dog.
It'd be a good pet to have.
I'm a fan.
You don't
of
want
gay
a timber
dogs.
wolf. Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
Fair enough.
It's just funny because there are gay dogs.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
I love a gay dog.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good to know. Neither of your dogs are very gay. Zuli's kind
No,
of gay.
they're like kind of prison cell. Orange is the New Black gay.
How would you make a poodle look just scary as fuck?
Oh, there's ways. Have you ever seen the movie Boneyard?
And that was the news. So let's go to movie recap, Bobby.
Kicking it old school here tonight on the Not For Everyone podcast, just seeing where God's going to take us in our little adventure through the airwaves. Now, Adam,
Movie recap.
I watched a few. What do you go first?
What did I watch? Let's see. What did I watch? There's a new Guillermo del Toro show on the Netflix. It's called Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Hands up, Bobby. What do you think?
I've heard multiple sources say two different things.
Okay.
It's pretty good, and then there's it's not that good.
So
There's no hatred, but there's no love.
I got a lot of love for it.
Oh, you do?
I really do. 6 episodes, different directors. 2 of the stories were Lovecraft stories. H.P. Lovecraft, my favorite author. And I think that the H.P. Lovecraft stories were the weakest of the bunch.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah.
Wow.
There's an episode by the guy who made Mandy, and it feels like fucking Mandy. Beyond the Black Rainbow, it feels more like that. It's like...
What is this show called?
It's called the Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple episodes on there that are so fucking good, dude. Like real bangers. There's one about an autopsy with F. Murray Abraham in it, and it is like by far the best episode of the whole fucking thing, and it's tremendous.
What are they, like an hour long?
Yeah, an hour,
I
under
like
an hour.
that, actually.
6
I'd
episodes.
rather see 6-hour-long movies from a good director.
And Del Toro introduces each of them.
Is it almost kind of like a Masters of Horror thing?
No, because
It's all one director, but
Yeah. I mean, well,
it's an anthology show.
It's an anthology show, yeah. And Del Toro introduces each episode like fat guy in a suit, like
He's the Crypt Keeper.
He's the Hitchcock. He's Alfred Hitchcock. He's totally pulling an Alfred Hitchcock on this.
Elvira.
And personally, I love it. No, he's going for Hitchcock. He's definitely going for Hitchcock. He's like Hitchcock, but you can't understand him because it's actually so thick.
Good evening.
Dude, it's great. It's great. So, yeah, the Cabinet of Curiosities, I definitely recommend it. Episode 1, Episode 3, Episode 5, and 6 are the best ones.
You know, I feel like, you sold me, and I feel like you were one of the ones that was kind of meh about it.
No, I was real excited about it.
I can't remember who that was.
It wasn't me.
I'm sold. I'm going to download that shit.
You have Netflix. You have my Netflix.
Well, I'm traveling. I'm going to put it on the old iPad. Great. So you recommend Cabinet of Dr.
Cabinet
Caligari.
of Curiosities by Guillermo del Toro.
Cool. Well, a few weeks ago, I watched the John Carpenter's. My old man, I always told him about it, and we finally sat him down and made him watch it. They Live.
Oh.
1988.
Wait, yeah, 88. Wait, are we really movie recapping They Live?
I mean, that's what I watched recently.
As if we've never seen They Live.
Or talked about They Live.
What'd your dad think?
No, that's what I was just going to tell you. He loved it way more than I thought he would.
Really?
Because I tried to show him Big Trouble in Little China like a few weeks before that, and he could not. He was just like, "This is fucking stupid." Turn it off. Yeah. He's a weird guy.
What is wrong with your dad?
He's a weird guy. He doesn't like Asian things, I guess.
It's from John Carpenter. It's made in fucking San Francisco.
Unless it's Shogun, he's not watching samurai shit.
All right.
But anyway, he was not into that. So I was going into They Live thinking this could be hit or miss, but he needs to watch it. And he was just bedazzled the whole time. This is great. This soundtrack's great. Every time Meg Foster's on the screen, she has striking blue eyes. That is an attractive woman.
So this reminds me of a very similar scenario to where I showed somebody They Live recently. I showed my 10-year-old King They Live, and he fucking loved every single
your
second
kid has an
of
attention
it.
span. He's like you.
Yeah.
He is not ADD, is it?
No.
He's hyper-focused. Because there's no way in this day and age, if I was 10 years old, I could sit down and watch They Live.
I know. I don't even know if I watched it when I was 10 years old.
Right.
I might have. I don't know.
That's about when I saw it.
But he fucking loved it. He was all about it. The kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, like the glasses and shit. And you know why? Because I bought you a Funko Pop from They Live. And he's like, what is that? And I'm like, dude, you got to see this. And I showed him, and he thought it was the coolest fucking thing he'd ever seen.
Wow.
So
They Live transcends generations.
It does.
See, I would argue that They Live might be his cheesiest movie.
No, you've seen Prince of Darkness.
If we're not
Wait,
talking
you've seen fucking vampires.
No. Wait. Settle down. Just settle down.
All right. Calm, bro.
All right. We're not counting Dark Star because that was a student film.
Okay.
But as far as cheesy John Carpenter, all right, let's say this. Mm-hmm. They Live is the cheesiest of his good ones. Like really good ones.
It's not cheesier.
You know what? Big Trouble in Little China is pretty fucking cheesy.
No. Big Trouble in Little China is definitely cheesier than They Live.
But it's like flawlessly cheesy. Both of them.
They're fucking excellent, dude. I don't know how the piece of shit called Prince of Darkness happened between those two movies.
We're going to do a whole episode on just your disdain for the Prince of Darkness very soon.
Okay.
You know that idea we had originally for Halloween? We're going to do that for Christmas.
Okay, cool. It's good.
And here's what it is. We're going to do John Carpenter Christmas, but what was the idea? Like
our two most unliked Carpenter classics.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to debate it out. We're going to have a moderator.
And the one that you don't like is so fucking good.
No. Mine is The Fog, and I don't dislike that movie.
Fucking awesome.
I don't dislike that movie at all. But of the classics, it is definitely my least favorite.
You like Prince of Darkness better than It's got Tom Atkins. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis. It's got Adrian Barbeau. It's got fucking Ghost Pirates. Okay.
Prince of Darkness has Alice Cooper
for 2 seconds.
And
the guy from fucking Starsky and Hutch.
The whole, I just like the themes that Prince of Darkness plays with more so than...
You know what?
The Fog is fucking slow,
You know what? We're not doing this right now.
We're not doing that's a little teaser. That's a little teaser for Christmas time.
It's a Christmas teaser. That's just you get to look at the present. You get to poke in a corner of the present and look inside. That's all you got.
That's what you guys got coming in the month of December. Probably the only episode we'll get out. We'll see.
So that was yours. They Live. Watch it, people. Fucking watch it. So change gears a little bit here. I watched this delightful little whodunit movie that recently came out. It's on
Clue?
HBO Max, called See How They Run.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to watch this.
It's got a fantastic cast. It's got one of the guys from Inside Number 9. It's got Adrian Brody. It's got and the Sam Rockwell. Right.
Wow.
This Sarah Louise Ronan chick. She's amazing. It's just a fun, funny whodunit movie. Like
those are kind of popular right now.
Are they? Like what? Knives Out?
Knives Out.
Knives Out is great too.
It was great too. But what was there was another one that came out around the same time that was similar to that.
I don't know.
It's kind of an old mansion whodunit.
Well, this is definitely it's not old mansion whodunit, but it's definitely a whodunit, and it pokes fun at whodunits. Like Agatha Christie is an actual character. Like Sir Richard Attenborough is an actual character.
So it's a good whodunit that is kind of a parody of whodunits.
Yes.
That sounds great.
It's great. I laughed a lot. I found it very enjoyable.
Was it a laugh riot?
It wasn't a laugh riot, but I haven't talked about the Weird Al
smart,
movie
though.
yet.
It sounds like it's smart.
It's fun. It's smart. It's clever. I wouldn't say smart. It's very clever.
I prefer clever to smart.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I prefer clever.
It's tongue in cheek.
Catch me off guard. Be smart about it. Catch me outside. How about that? All right, you recommend?
See How They Run on HBO Max right now. Go ahead and watch that shit. What you got, Bobby?
All right, I watched a movie based on a Stephen King short story.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a novel.
What?
The one with old, not Aaron Eckhart, the guy that looks Thomas Jane.
Oh,
The Mist.
The Mist.
Oh, you were going to think I was going to say Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher.
Wasn't Thomas Jane in that movie?
Tom Jane was in, he was in 1922, which is another Stephen King one. I was thinking something different. The fucking Mist, bro.
The Mist, I hadn't seen it since it came out, and I loved it at the time. You know, I believed the hype, and I wasn't let down by the hype.
Yep.
And rewatched it on a whim last weekend.
Frank Darabont directed.
It's comfortable. It's not perfect, but its imperfections are very Stephen King.
Okay, wait a second. What are the imperfections that you're talking about in The Mist?
Just kind of over the top town characters. Like it's a little ham-fisted.
It's like a Stephen King story.
It's like well, that's what I'm saying. The things that are imperfect about The Mist are the kind of like, I don't know if Stephen King's writing translate that well to the screen, right? You see it, you're like, M-O-O-N, that spells moon. From the Stan miniseries, when it's Dauber from Coach playing, what's his name? Sam Rockwell from Moon.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's what you were getting at, but yeah, totally.
M-O-O-N, that spells Rockwell.
I mean, it's like all these people losing their shit in the grocery store. And weird little factions that spring up.
The whole premise is fantastic.
And there's actually legit like Cthulhu monsters outside.
Hey, I'm just picking out one thing that's like it's not perfect is all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. The ending is perfect.
Yes, the ending
is fucking perfect.
Dark and gutting and jaw agaping.
So good.
And the ending takes that movie from very good to great, I would argue. And apparently that's not how the book ends.
No, that's not how the story ends.
But Stephen King was like, fuck, I should have.
Yeah, he was like,
he did the whole like, when Dylan was like, yeah, when Hendrix covered All Along the Watchtower, like that was way better.
Well,
like,
I mean, I think
supposed to sound.
I think Stephen King can agree with anybody that makes a movie of his, like, oh yeah, you did a better ending.
The bar's set so low with Kubrick.
What, the ending was great in The Shining?
No, but he hates The Shining.
Yeah, I guess so. But his ending was terrible.
What do they turn into little hedge creatures?
Yeah, it's fucking
There's
dumb.
not even a maze in that
Oh,
one, right?
my dad came to my fucking graduation as a ghost. That's fucking stupid. No, that's stupid, Stephen King. He dies and he freezes to death. That's fucking awesome.
Kubrick fixed your story.
He fixed your fucking ending, bro. Fucking give him a break, you piece of shit. I love Stephen King. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Stephen.
He's just fuming right now.
Yeah, I get a little worked up. But so yeah, The Mist. It's a good one.
Everything you just said about Stephen King, now he's relapsing to cocaine right now, and we're going to get a lot of good work out of him the next couple of years.
Bring us some, Stevie. So I got one more before the main event.
All right.
Okay. So I actually took a date to this movie. Terrifier 2.
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about Terrifier 2.
Terrifier 2. Did you see Terrifier 1, Bobby?
I did.
What did you think?
I liked it, and I see why it's kind of morphing into this franchise phenomenon. He's like, Terrifier's like a pretty new horror icon.
Yeah. Art the Clown's great.
Yeah, he's great. And I think we're going to get a lot of sequels. I think it's going to be like a Hellraiser thing.
Yeah.
But I think that Terrifier, as far as horror icons, the last one we had was Saw.
Sure. Yeah, I could go there. I would like for it to go there. Now, here's the thing about Terrifier 2, right? We're hearing all this hype about like people are vomiting in the movies and they're passing out because it's so gory. Like that's the one they're pushing now. That's what they're saying about it now, which is stupid. Like, go ahead, Bobby, your hands up.
I'll tell you why it's stupid. Mm-hmm. Because that kind of marketing is targeting stupid people.
Right.
That's what that is. Hey, nothing wrong with making money. Adam, I get your grievances here, but I just got to say, how many times have we heard over the years? They said that about Paranormal Activity. Like people were having cardiac arrests and shit. The Blair Witch Project, which was like I've heard that for at least 20 years.
True.
So
yeah, you're right.
Like,
it's a marketing
ploy.
We
were like 1920, and we heard that, not in 1920, but the age 1920.
Oh. If we were between 19 and 20, those two ages.
Or someone from 1920, they would be pretty gullible.
Oh, yeah,
too.
they'd freak. Oh, somebody from 1920 saw this, they would shit their pants.
Yeah. You hear the old stories about when they'd have the train. You know what I'm talking about? No. Whenever motion pictures first started, they would show like a fucking
train coming
and people would like jump out of the way.
Oh my God, there's a train coming.
They're so stupid.
People are so stupid. So I took this girl to see Terrifier 2. And there's a lot of great practical gore in that movie. There is a lot of fantastic fucking kills. Creative, graphic, over-the-top fucking kills. And the date went very well because this girl was laughing as hard as I was at all of the amazing deaths in that movie. It's like, oh, she's a keeper. I like this chick. This is good. But the problem I had with Terrifier 2, Terrifier 1's a very straightforward movie, right? It's like, He's just a crazy killer clown. You don't know nothing about him, but he's going to kill all these people. And in the second movie, they tried to have like a plot backstory to it.
Well, what else are you going to do?
But it was stupid.
Uh-oh. I was sensing a butt, Adam.
Yeah.
There it was. I didn't even have to ask for
The
it.
plot involved
Love a gay dog.
was stupid. There's like magic swords and head babies and Art the Clown's Freddy Krueger killing people in
Magic
dreams.
swords and head babies make it sound pretty awesome.
You know, right. Like when I'm saying this out loud, it sounds like it should be great, but this is something where I left the movie and we're like, what the fuck was all that about? Hands up. What's up, Bobby?
What's a head baby?
Shit, you I know? Should
Is it
tell
going
you?
to spoil Terrifier 2?
I mean, maybe.
All right, we'll leave the head babies for a later episode.
Just watch after the credits. There's like a whole 5-minute scene, and like there's only 6 people, including me and my date, in that theater, and they walked out and didn't see the last 5 minutes. That included Chris Jericho from WWE wrestling.
Fucking
fame.
let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
I'll say this:
let that movie put me in the Lion Tamer.
if you like horror movies. Lion Tamer. Watch Terrifier 2. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was a great date movie.
But a stupid premise.
It's a stupid premise, but that wasn't what we were there for. We were
Head
there for the
babies
gore.
aplenty.
Head babies, Freddy Kruegers, and magic swords.
Dude, I'd like to recommend Terrifier 2.
So are we gonna get to the main event, Bob? We got a main event, a movie recap tonight.
What do they call the what do they call not the main event, but the one right before the main event?
The promenade.
Is that really it?
No.
There's a word for it.
Sure.
I think that's what we're referring to here. The main event tonight, we'll be talking about 1989's Little Monsters with Howie Mandel.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know. Never mind. Let's talk about something we both watched that came out relatively recently.
The main event of movie recap.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to make it.
I'm just scrapping all that I just said.
I'm trying to make it make sense.
I was trying to tease the real main event.
We haven't even said what movie we were watching.
That's what I was trying to slip in there.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
That's what I was trying to slip in there.
We haven't even mentioned the movie. It's how good it is.
And then I was going to say, but before that,
Okay,
Jesus, learn radio formatting.
take it from the top.
Now, I just want to say, this is not the main event. The main event of the episode is 1989's Little Monsters with fucking Fred Savage.
Howie Mandel, Kinder Trauma.
But before we get into that, I want to get into the other main event, the main event of movie recap.
yeah,
2022's
Barbarian.
That's a perfect place to put a trailer. I'm probably going to do that.
Barbarian. So, one of the reasons I
Let's hash out Barbarian.
Hey, listen, everybody says about this movie, I can't say anything about a movie. You got to go in blind just so you get the full effect.
Are we going to spoil Barbarian?
We're going to totally spoil
Okay, so
all
if you haven't
of
seen
fucking
Barbarian, I don't know. Look at the timestamp in the show notes, and I'll tell you where to pick up on the actual movie review.
Yeah. Don't listen to this if you give a shit
Now
about
it's time
Barbarian.
for an open, spoiler-heavy conversation about 2022's Barbarian.
So it's a movie that's like that. It's a movie that's marketed as an Airbnb horror film, and it stars like these really hip now characters dealing with the issues of today's world, and all that shit's fucking lame. And then about 2/3 of the movie in, you find out there's a giant underground monster, inbred mama monster that wants to breastfeed people in captivity. And that shit's pretty awesome. But that's only for like 1/3 of the movie tops. And they waste so much fucking real estate in this movie on this dumb shit. Well, what is it? What's really
Real
going
estate.
on?
That was a nice little pun there.
Thanks, buddy. And this fucking stupid premise that they had with it's an Airbnb gone bad. Justin Long's a rapist.
I mean, okay, Justin Long, the Not For Everyone podcast does not think Justin Long's
in the movie, his
actually a
character in
rapist.
the movie. I love Justin Long.
Did you not learn anything from that movie?
I'm glad he's getting work.
Look, I hear what you're saying. You don't like modern now people in your movies. Okay, that's what I gathered from that. It is an Airbnb horror movie, second of all.
Right.
So that was a big part of your complaint there, was that it was an Airbnb movie, which it is that. It doesn't do any favors to Airbnb, but build buzz that it exists. But you might get one with a monster mama in it.
It's the whole premise of the Monster Mama and Richard fucking Brake building a sex dungeon in the 50s. All that shit's so badass. So badass, right? Like Richard Brake has videos.
Let's do pros and cons
of all the women that he's kidnapped, and they're labeled, right? And one of them says that redhead from the gas station, and one of them says that one that wouldn't stop crying, and just like all these fucked up, like that's deep and depraved and fucked up when you think about it.
Totally.
But it's a flash in the pan in that whole movie. It's a speed bump. Like, it's not even touched on. It doesn't even go into any fucking detail on that.
So it sounds like the problem you have with this movie is literally Act 1.
Act 1 and 2. Because Act 1 is these people are sharing an Airbnb, and then they're like, what's really going on? There's like a meet cute. And it's like, oh, I think I like him, but is he a bad guy monster killer? And then they die, and then it's Justin Long, fucking. Oh, I'm a director from Hollywood, and I kind of raped this chick, and oh my God, what am I gonna do with my life? But I'm the guy that owns the Airbnb.
For better or worse, it subverts expectations.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You know what? You can subvert expectations and still make an hour and a half movie that's good.
Here's my argument, though: if they would have marketed it as a
Monster Mama
movie, a lot of people wouldn't have gone to see that.
You know what? Nobody went to see it. We all watched it on HBO.
You have to sneak fuck that kind of shit into a mainstream movie. You can't just be like, hey, Justin Long and that one chick and what's the guy from all the horror movies?
Skarsgård. The youngest Skarsgård.
Yeah, Skarsgård. Well, they're going to be in a movie.
He's great. He's great in it. I mean,
it's going to be about a monster mama. Like, that would not work.
No, it would work. Skarsgård was in It. He was in It. That movie would have been better.
What if it's just called Monster Mama?
I would totally go fucking watch Monster Mama. Like, the preview should show her trying to stick her titty in Justin Long's mouth. It should show her, like, holding the bottle through the fucking cage. She has people trapped in going, blah, 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 blah. Because that shit was awesome, dude. That shit was great. It just pissed me off that it took an hour and 15 to get there, and then there was, like, 25 minutes of that.
I'd say, is up there with Rad Ram.
Babadook. Like, that shit's great, man. So yeah, no. I will say this.
What about It's Showtime?
Is that from Little Monsters?
No, it's from Beetlejuice, which is a far better movie than Little Monsters.
That's right. So here's the other thing about Barbarian. I got a lot of shit to say about this movie.
We're still going on Barbarian.
Do you want me to stop?
No. You're good.
Because it didn't stop.
Let's keep going.
So the Monster Mama is like inbred, I guess. Richard Brake had been having women make him have them impregnating captured women and having children and then fucking those children, I suppose. But she's like 8 feet tall and can jump off a water tower and not die. So I'm just like, wait a second. Does inbreeding all of a sudden cause superhuman strength?
Yes.
Because that's dumb. And then in the last bit...
You had a problem with that part?
It was just dumb.
You want it to be like a regular sized monster mama?
No, wait a second. But listen,
I love a giant monster mama.
When you start the movie off with it being so realistic, like this is an Airbnb.
It was trying to subvert expectations.
And then all of a sudden, inbreeding causes superhuman powers.
Yes. You watch those stupid fucking Marvel movies, bro. Of course.
Fucking dumb.
You can accept that inbred people have superhuman powers in a Hollywood movie, and they're like 9 feet tall. You watch The Hulk with Bana in it.
Eric Bana
in it. You like that movie.
I mean,
okay, so let's not pretend like
it's better than
a
Barbarian.
monster mama who's genetically been mutated by incest into a giant 9 foot tall monster mama that can fall off of water towers.
I'll say this.
Is some far-fetched idea.
I really felt like this movie, with all the hype that it got from people that I know that like movies, horror movies, it feels to me like Malignant. Remember Malignant last year, the year before?
Yeah.
Where y'all were all sucking its dick, and I was like, that movie's fucking dumb. This, like Malignant, is fucking dumb.
For the record, I never sucked the movie Malignant's dick.
But if it had one, you would have.
No, that's what I was saying. Like anyway. I kind of feel similar. No, I like Monster Mama way better than Malignant, though.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Who was this director? What's his name?
I don't fucking know.
Come on, we should have that stuff on the ready.
Why are you shaming me? You didn't have it on the ready.
Because what I was going to say, that's true.
Jesus.
What I was going to say is like I'd be curious to see whoever made this movie where it goes next, where he goes next, or her.
They're not going to make a fucking sequel to this.
I guarantee they will, but I'm not talking necessarily about a sequel to this. I'm just saying this guy's work seems like it's going to get interesting.
Okay.
What's his name? Monster Mama?
Zach Krieger.
Zach Krieger. I'm going to keep an eye out on his career.
Oh, you know what else Zach Krieger directed? Miss March.
Oh, yeah, Miss March.
I loved Miss March.
I think he directed The Girl Next Door.
Holy shit. Zach Krieger is one of the fucking whitest kids you know.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Now I love
Barbarian. So Barbarian was directed by one of the whitest kids you know what?
He just got more points, didn't
he
he?
got more points. I'm going to have to reassess this thing. I might have to go back and watch it again.
I thought it was a very clever, fun movie.
Shut the fuck up, Bobby. The whole Airbnb shit was just lame. It was lame.
You know what it feels like? It didn't bother me, but you know what fucking drives me nuts? Is it normally like, okay, like I hate when modern technology is in horror movies, like is like a catalyst for the horror. I hate like webcam horror movies. I hate when they reference like fucking social media and shit.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Swim fan. Get the fuck out of here. Swim
fuck
fan.
that. Go swim in
Apparently
a fucking...
people really love that movie. It's like a cult thing.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Swim fan.
Never heard of it.
And that was Malignant. I liked it. Watch it. Adam seems to like it now, I guess. Anyway, let's talk about this movie from 1990, Little Monsters.
Little Monsters. A boy discovers an incredible and gruesome world of monsters under his bed.
Good morning, Mr. Stevenson! Brian!
No way! I parked right over there, right there!
Brian's been having one of those days.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
You did, mister. But he's about to have the night of his life.
Hey, bud, the name's Maurice, and I'll catch you later. What goes on down there? Every kid's fantasy. It's magic. It's right. No teachers, no rules, no homework. And the best part is, you don't see any parents telling the kids what they can't eat. It's a veritable cornucopia of mischief.
So, this is an exclusively under the bed phenomenon. Exactly.
We're the reason kids get locked in their rooms. We're the reason brothers hate their sisters. We're also the reason that parents send their kids back to camp.
First you let a kid in here, now you make unfair jokes. Kid, you want to fly? Bye, Brian!
Looks like there's no way out!
Little Monsters. Fred Savage. Howie Mandel. They act up when the sun goes down.
You ready?
Maurice, I was born ready.
All right, let's get this over with. You're listening to Not For Everyone podcast. We watched the movie from 1989 called Little Monsters.
Wait a
starring
second.
Fred Savage and Howie Mandel, and Art from The Burbs was in it.
He's the best part of this movie.
And
Frank Whaley.
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern and Frank Whaley.
Frank Whaley.
Yeah, Frank Whaley made a cut. Robbie Krieger.
I'm glad we started off. It's got a hell of a cast.
It's got a hell of a cast. It really does.
And despite a hell of a cast, you know who does a pretty obnoxious Beetlejuice impression when you're trying to make Beetlejuice for children?
Howie Mandel does.
Howie Mandel. At least get Yahoo Serious to play
Right,
this role.
or the guy who played Balky.
Yeah.
Balky would have been great in this
Bronson
role.
Pinchot.
Yeah, Bronson Pinchot.
Oh, he would have been great.
So you want to
Fisher Stevens?
right? You want to explain to us why we're watching this movie, Bobby?
Yeah, we're still, I think this is our last childhood trauma episode.
This is it.
This is one, it seemed like a fun, easy one to do. Lots of fun memories. But yeah, I saw this right around the time it came out, probably right when it was rentable. I was staying at these people's house that like weren't really my friends. My parents like dropped us off there so they could go on vacation.
Wow.
And like the kid I would hang out with, but only when I was over there. One of those situations. And they rented this movie. And the stuff where Snick, Art from the Burbs.
Yeah, I love him. Snick's great.
Like when he comes up, it's specifically the scene when he comes up from under the fold-out bed.
Yeah.
And like I can deal with the idea of annoying ass Howie Mandel in my room at night.
Right.
That's not scary to me. But Snick was like, if that thing was under my bed, I would not be happy about that.
No.
So I'm not going to say this was a hard childhood trauma movie, but it was definitely something that stuck out to me where I would, I went to a phase where I was just kind of like, I hope fucking Snick's not down there.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to tell you.
I hope Art from the Burbs is down there.
Hope it's
Art's
Art.
got a gun.
He's just coming up to fucking eat everything in the fridge.
I'd be totally fun. Art from the he's dead now.
He's dead.
Oh.
I know.
I was gonna say if he needs a place to stay, he can stay under my bed. I'd be stoked.
And he can eat whatever he wants.
He can stay in the guest
fridge.
room.
So I'll tell you an interesting story about this movie. I told my child we were watching it for our Kinder Trauma series of the movies that terrified us, and so we started watching this. And the only thing that he found terrifying about this movie was the fact that Fred Savage eats peanut butter and onion sandwiches.
I'll say this much, Adam, on that note. I tried to get Sarah to sit down and watch this with me, and that's when she walked upstairs.
She's like, nah.
Which is in the opening credits.
That's in the opening scene, yeah.
Pretty much the opening
She's like, fuck this movie. I started watching it with King, and I couldn't get him to finish it.
Because of the peanut butter and onion sandwich?
No, he just lost interest.
For some reason, if I twist my mind a little bit, it seems like that might be so crazy that it works.
That sounds disgusting.
We'll
dude.
try. We'll give it a try.
You'll give it a try.
I'll give it a try. We'll do it for the Patreon. Patreon.com/not-for-everyone. $5 a month. I'll eat a peanut butter and onion sandwich because it's the internet.
Right. So on that note, my child decided he wanted to watch movies that terrified me as a child. Because I told him about Halloween Season of the Witch, and that it traumatized me. And so we got like halfway through it, and then he didn't want to finish it. And then I finally got him to finish, and he's like, "That wasn't scary." I was like, "Yeah, I was a wuss as a kid. I was a wuss." Okay. And so he wanted to watch other movies.
I ran out of the way of trains at the old talkies one time.
Oh my God, it's real! It's coming at us. So I was watching the new It movies with the Skarsgård, and he didn't want to watch it. And finally, like, his mom was there cooking at the house. He was like, look at the TV. He's like, what's going on? What's going on here? So he got into it. So we watched both of the new It movies. Didn't scare him at all. He thought it was fantastic. He bitched about the ending of the new It movie. He's like, why was the ending so bad? Like, they kept making that joke. Why was it so bad? Like, it should have been gorier. And then I showed him Killer Clowns from Outer Space, a movie that tore me apart as a child. He thought it was hilarious.
Okay, let's do this. Were you around his age when you saw these movies?
Yeah. But I think what also happened was, like, I had an older brother who would tell me that all the shit we were seeing was real and was going to get me.
Fucked up.
Right. And so he has
this is a documentary.
Yeah, and he has a dad that's like, dude, that might look scary, but just think about, like, how did they make that? Like, you just saw a guy get ripped in half. Like, how did they do that? That was awesome, right?
That's
it's
what
fake.
Austin's dad's advice was.
Exactly. That's what I'm stealing Austin's. I steal all Austin's jokes, all Austin's advice. That's what I'm doing with my child.
I wasn't trying to put you on blast, but that was like last episode.
I was thinking somebody told me that, and I'm glad that you remembered it was Austin. Thanks, Austin, once again, for your fucking fantastic support. So, no, he loves all these movies that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Well,
and he did, but he was traumatized by the peanut butter and onions.
There you go. Let's bring it back to Little Monsters. Now, did this movie have any kind of scare factor for you as a child?
No, not really, because it's like a bad Beetlejuice for kids.
I think it's more some of its parts too. Like, there's a lot of like almost really upsetting imagery in this movie that it kind of builds on itself. So you got like there's a dog lady for some reason. Like, the monsters have no rhyme or reason.
No rhyme. There's a kid whose hands has two sets of hands. One of the hands is holding the face, and then his head gets ripped off, and that's okay. And they put a pumpkin there instead, and he still runs off. I remember that kind of bugged me out. Like, why'd that kid just get his head ripped off?
So yeah, all the monsters live in Cool World.
Yeah.
Monsters live in Cool World. All right, let's back up a little bit.
Do we have to go through this whole fucking movie?
No, we don't. It stars Daniel Stern, okay? Daniel Stern's, I did the math, he was like 32, 33 in this movie.
He looked old.
He looked old. That's because men were men in the 1990s.
I guess so. He looked older than we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears
Because
collared shirts and slacks.
Yeah, we're man children. So
Drives a
there's that.
Volvo.
We're sitting in a room filled with toys and like movie posters.
Talking about fucking little monsters.
Good point. Touche. Good. Kudos to you, Daniel Stern.
Good for you, Daniel Stern, in your career as a young yuppie with marital problems, but two sons that you love very much. He's a little harsh to these kids. Kids played by Fred and Ben Savage. They're brothers in real life.
Yeah.
Their father was Randy Savage.
Snap into it, Benny boy.
All right, you got to point this out, though.
Uh-huh.
Fred Savage was in the Wonder Years.
Right.
You know who did the voiceovers in the Wonder Years?
Daniel Stern.
And they're both in this movie.
Really? Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Daniel Stern was in Home Alone. Mm-hmm. And
Buzz.
And Buzz from Home Alone is also in Little Monsters.
Yes.
And he basically plays Buzz.
6 Degrees of Little Monsters.
Yeah. Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel is in that game show where you point to suitcases that you think might be full of money. It's a great premise.
I thought Howie Mandel was funny when I was a kid because I saw Little Monsters. And then anything else I saw him in, I was like, he doesn't look like that monster.
Yeah, I think it's worth bringing up now rather than later. Like, this one did not hold up.
Nah.
There's definitely enough nostalgia in it to where it kept my attention.
Right.
But I was just like, man, if I'd never seen this and like my kid was watching it, I'd be like, fuck, like this is some dog shit.
Some dog shitty shit. So yeah, you know, we mentioned this before, and I was talking to my friend because I watched this other movie. This movie's like Nightbreed for children.
No, the whole time I was watching, I'm like, this is kids Beetlejuice, and then Nightbreed is adult Little Monsters.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But I would rather show my kid Nightbreed than this again.
Oh yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
nah, dude, you gotta watch Nightbreed. Like,
you're right. You've watched Little Monsters. It's time to graduate to Nightbreed.
And he'd be like, next time he'd watch Little Monsters, he'd be like, this is like Nightbreed without killing. He wants to see the killing. My kid wants to see the death, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, and aside from the visuals, all the horror themes of it are just like being mean to children and like in dicking around and getting them in trouble. And then for some reason, Fred Savage is into that too for a while. There's a whole fun montage of just like throwing your fellow kids under the bus.
Yeah, so there's that. Like, so here's the premise of the movie. Fred Savage, Ben Savage, Daniel Stern, and their wife, who's an actress who remained nameless because I've never seen her or anything else.
Oh, she's in a lot of. She was in Pulp Fiction.
No, she would. Shut up. So they move to this new town. Fred Savage is too much of a dick to make any friends.
That's true.
But there's a monster under the bed scaring his little brother. So one night they decide to flip-flop rooms, and the monster comes out, and like Fred Savage catches him or some shit, right? And Fred Savage is like an electronical genius who can build like huge light arrays out of like fucking pencils and an old phone or some shit. I don't know.
That was a big thing in the 80s, like the Rube Goldberg.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool. It made me want to be creative, and guess what? I'm not.
Like the opening
Creative.
to Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Right. It was great back then.
Or even something like the opening credits to Edward Scissorhands.
All better than this movie. Just those sequences. That 1 minute and a half credit scene.
Was Home Alone better than Little Monsters?
Come on, dude. Yes.
Okay.
So much better. Had Joe fucking Pesci, bro.
Speaking of Home Alone,
Forget about it.
The character of Buzz from Home Alone, can't think of his name right now.
Rat Ray. Devin Rat Ray.
Now, speaking of Home Alone, the character of Buzz, Kevin McAllister's older brother, was played by Devin Rat Ray.
Devin Rat Ray.
Which is a hell of a name.
Hell of a name.
Sounds like a pro wrestler.
It sounds like the thing that killed Steve Irwin, but it lived in a sewer.
His name was Devin. Devin the Stingray.
Devin the Rat Ray. So he's in it. So there's a whole montage. Okay.
Well, he's the bully.
He's the bully.
We got to talk about this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a classic 1989 bully. A little overweight, bigger than all the kids. Definitely likes to eat. Aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive. Now, what happens is Fred Savage thinks that Ben Savage, Brian, is it Brian
Who cares?
And Sam?
No, let's call him Fred and Ben. Let's not make this confusing. It's Fred Savage and Ben Savage. Let's just go with that.
It's Eric and Brian. Brian is Fred Savage, and Eric is Ben Savage.
Why are you doing this? Just get on with it.
We're talking about a movie, okay? So Brian thinks that Eric left his bicycle outside for his Daniel Stern dad to run over it with his Volvo.
Yeah.
Because he knows he didn't leave it outside. It was really the monster.
So these monsters, what they do is they live in a world. They come out from under your bed and they cause trouble in your house.
They live in Cool World.
Yeah, they live in Cool World, and they come out from under your bed and they cause trouble in children's lives. They get children blamed and beaten and abused by their parents.
Right. But kids at this point, especially in this movie, don't know about this world of monsters except for maybe Eric,
Fred Savage.
Ben Savage.
Fred Savage.
No, here's the thing. Ben Savage knows about the monsters before anyone else does in this movie.
Because he sees the monster.
Right. So, what I'm trying to get to here, to reintroduce the character of Devin Ratray, Ronnie Coleman.
Right.
Brian, Fred Savage, is like, if you're going to lie to me, you're not going to eat, or some shit like that. And he throws his bag of lunch out of the bus window.
Right, yeah.
And that's how we meet Buzz McAllister, Ronnie Coleman, because it hits Ronnie Coleman
in the face. Square in the face.
In the face.
Square in the face, hit with a sack lunch. And that causes undue animosity between him and young Ben Savage. And then Fred Savage is like, I'm going to kick your ass because I'm angry anyways, and you're bigger than me.
I did notice that homeboy, what's his name? Devin Ratray, Ronnie
Coleman.
Gets on the bus.
Buzz.
Gets on the bus and has that exchange. And then the bus driver stops, and he's like the only one to get off.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's weird.
They weren't at the school. Like, he just got off the bus.
Well, because, no, what happens in that scene is he falls down and he spills the mustard sandwich all over himself. So he has to get off to
He's
go change.
humiliated.
He has to go change clothes, I guess.
But you still got to sit on the bus and wait till you get to school. You can't just get off the bus.
I mean, if you're Ronnie Coleman, you can.
They would hit you with a fucking taser at my school if you try to do that.
Dude, this was 1989.
All right. They're like, all right, Ronnie, go home and change. Get to school later.
Get to school late. We don't care.
Knew the bus driver.
They
the
let
bus driver
kids-
had a little hat and a uniform.
I've never seen a bus driver in uniform.
Not a school bus driver.
No, never in a school bus.
Our school bus drivers were like some very interesting people.
Really?
Like we should do a fucking full blown. Remember Vernon, Florida? Remember that documentary?
Nope.
We should do that only with school bus drivers. We could call it school bus
drivers. And can we get on with this stupid fucking movie? I'm so done with this already. Let's just tell what the premise is of the movie. There's monsters that live in Cool World under your bed, and they fuck shit up. Now, Fred Savage with his electronical genius captured one. So that monster is Beetlejuice, played by Howie Mandel, named Maurice.
All right, but here's the thing. When you put light on the monsters,
they turn to a pile of clothes.
That's... Okay, why do they turn into a pile of clothes? Is that what that is?
Maybe they just...
Because when I was a kid, I always thought they just shrunk into their clothes.
Yeah.
That's why it was called Little Monsters.
Right.
But, like, there's all this weird puppetry of, like...
The clothes moving.
The clothes moving as if there's someone filling that space.
They're the clothes. I think they're the clothes.
That is so stupid.
It's all stupid. Maybe they were just pint size. I don't know. But when they were talking, the clothes could still talk with the regular human voice. Now, if you shrank, right, just...
You'd be like... Don't eat me, Rick Moranis.
It's a prize to fly. Yeah, it'd be like that.
Like, hey, Zelensky, where's my baseball?
So they go on like a crime spree where Fred Savage and Maurice, the Howie Mandel Beetlejuice.
Was it a crime spree?
Yeah. They're going around.
Like
they're just
shooting up coffee shops.
They're fucking all these kids' lives up. They're breaking stuff. They're pouring ice cream in the microwaves. They're
taking muddy footprints
on the walls. They're putting like saran wrap over toilets.
And this is that montage. It's like, I know, is it the talking heads are in this movie. At the
talking
end.
heads were at the end.
But it was some montage with some talking headsy song.
Yeah. So they only got the licensing for one song, "Road to Nowhere," which is the best part of the movie. Was the end credits because it was playing "The Road to Nowhere" by Talking Heads.
There's a whole world outside this movie. It doesn't suck.
So I don't know. And in this scene, they decided to go pick on Ronnie Coleman. And this always stuck out to me, this whole thing. He has a tuna fish sandwich in the fridge. They replace tuna fish with cat food. He has a little jar of apple juice that they pour the apple juice out and urinate in.
You know what? I got to point out, you make some really solid points here. A lot of the upsetting things in this movie do have to do with food. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just as gross and memorable as my snick under the bed or
peanut butter and onions.
Fucking boy with the darts and shit, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
but peanut butter onions are right up there with it. Yeah. And so is a little boy eating a cat food sandwich and drinking Howie Mandel's urine.
Who pissed in my apple juice?
I do remember that line. I remember hearing that line as a child and be like, what is this movie?
What is going on with this shit? I don't know what they were thinking, but there's like...
who put piss in my apple juice?
So the whole thing is like, if you go under the bed, all these monsters used to be kids. And they went under the bed and had all this fun time. And then they stayed and turned into monsters. So that's a whole like running premise is like, he has to get out from under the bed by sunrise or he'll turn into a monster.
Yeah, I think this is its only kind of half-assed attempt at some sort of moral lesson. Is like, if you just like give in to all the impulse and act crazy and misbehave, and eventually you're just going to be an asshole and live like
I felt people. It was more of an allegory for drug abuse.
That too, maybe.
That's what I kind of
chaos and just
Yeah. It felt like it was like it was like Maurice Howie Mandel like represented drug abuse.
This is like the right time for that too.
But then also there was the whole divorce angle, and I remember being a little kid and that bugged me out was the whole divorce angle. And my parents did eventually divorce a couple of years after I saw this, so that was one of the things that scared me about it. You know?
Yeah.
But no, all in all, it's a really bad movie.
All right, hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, I mean it's not great. I love this because it is one of those moments like the flamethrower in The Hidden.
Yeah,
they show the closet of all the lights. They have all the light bulbs and things that is going to come into play later. Now, Fred Savage, Brian.
You don't show a light bulb in the first act and not use it by the third.
Yeah. He's crushing on this little redhead who's into science.
Yeah.
She doesn't fucking matter. And then Fred Savage's best friend, Todd. He doesn't fucking matter.
This is Ben Savage's best friend.
Yeah, whatever.
Toad.
This movie is fucking dumb. Toad. Yeah, Toad played by Mojo Nixon.
Please continue.
Yeah, that's your cast of characters. You got Ronnie, you got Toad, you got Redhead Lady, you got Fred and Ben Savage, right?
And the parents.
Okay. Now, what happens next, Adam?
I don't even know. Look, they go underground, right? And then they come out, and then
the baseball scene.
And there's baseball underground where they take the shit, and then they break the shit, and they put the shit back. Like, that's the whole Monsters MO. Now, you find out at this point because you meet this big, scary motherfucker named Snick, played by Rick DeCommon, or however you say his name, Rick DeCommon. Rick Dukakis. Rick DeCommon was amazing. He was Art from the fucking Burbs, who is one of my favorite movie characters ever. I've based my life around that man.
Rick DeCommon.
And I didn't realize that he was that it was him in this until you said it. I was like, oh shit, he was in that too. So great actor. We lost him too soon. He died at the age of 62 in 2015. However, he's like the big enforcer in this Cool World of monsters. And Cool World is run by
the muscle.
It's run by somebody named Boy. Just Boy. Boy is his name. And you don't even hear about Boy even existing until about 45 minutes in. And then you get to Boy. Now, Fred Savage realizes he's turning into a monster because the monsters all go on this one crazy rampage like, oh, we're going to the Zoidberg's house. And they go to the Zoidberg's house, and there's a little baby in a crib. And all the monsters are like, scare the baby as much as you can. Just scare the shit out of that baby.
This is also a very unsettling scene for a child to see, by the way.
It's true. And at this point, Fred Savage is like, nah, stop it, y'all. You're monsters. So he opens the door, and all the monsters turn into clothes, but his hand starts turning into clothes too. He realizes he's becoming a monster.
And he's wearing sunglasses a la Jason Patrick and Lost Boys.
Yeah, they rip off the Lost Boys in this too.
Okay, so I got to ask you a question, Adam.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to terrify an infant?
Not an infant.
A small child.
Sure.
A toddler? You draw the line at infants.
Yeah, I mean, infants, like, they don't even know what's going on. I mean, you could, like...
Toddlers are cognizant.
You snap around them, they're going to freak the fuck out.
They're like chihuahuas.
Right, it's no fun. Now, a toddler, on the other hand, once they can walk around in little Oshkosh bagoshes,
open season,
you can scare the fuck out of them. And it'll, like, scar them.
Okay,
I
don't like this conversation. I'm sorry I asked this question.
I'm kidding.
Don't scare children, please.
I mean, it's fun.
No, it's not fun.
Yeah, if you don't have any kids, you don't know the
Don't
fuck
scare
you don't
children that aren't your own
about.
children.
Right. If it's your child, scare them, but not in like a bad way.
Yeah.
You know, just Tell them about werepigs.
Moving along, this is the episode about little monsters.
Kinder trauma.
A great idea of mine to cover this movie with Howie Mandel.
So it turns out...
What does Howie Mandel look like? Can you describe these monsters for me?
He's blue. He's got like big bluish warts on his face. He got sharp teeth.
He's blue.
He's dressed like a punk rocker.
Sort of. He's got horns, but he's wearing like baggy zoot suit slacks, I think.
Yeah, but he's wearing like a battle vest and like a flannel underneath, and he has like stupid pins all over it. It looks like what the late 80s imagined a punk rocker to look like. That's what I always thought.
Is this a punk exploitation movie?
No.
Okay.
No, this is just a child exploitation movie. That's what this is. This is exploiting childhood.
Child exploitation.
Yeah, it's exploiting childhood.
And the child actors and actresses.
And so the point of it is, like, they want him to turn into a monster like the rest of them. But Fred Savage is too smart for him. He realizes that's happening.
Join us, Michael.
And so he, like, cuts off all the legs on the beds in the house. There's no under the bed to come out of.
Mm-hmm.
And Boy gets mad, and he sends Snick to go fucking get him. And Snick goes up through this terrifying scene that scared the hell out of Bobby, where he cut all the legs off the beds in the house, but there's a fold-a bed and a couch, and Snick somehow opens the fold-a bed from Cool World and crawls out from underneath it and kidnaps Ben Savage, the younger brother.
Yeah.
And then we meet Boy.
So it's kind of lazy. Like, this is kind of a stupid fucking premise.
Yeah.
It's like, what do? We got monsters that come out of the bed. Howie Mandel, Fred Savage. We'll get Ben Savage. Let's see, Ben Savage gets kidnapped and goes to the monster world, and then Fred Savage has to go rescue him. Bada bing, bada boom. There's your movie with Howie Mandel.
Pretty much it. So when you get to the end, it shows Boy. Like, when it shows Boy, this was the thing that I was like, that's fucked up when I was a little kid. Because Boy's dressed like he goes to like a private school or something, you know? Mm-hmm. And but his face looks all jacked up, like it's like pulled back skin. It shows the palm of his hands is like flesh, but there's big tears in it. And you see like this weird dark brownish red meat underneath. And there's a fantastic scene where like Boy's given a monologue and the camera's aimed at his face and it slowly pans around his head. And the back of his head is like, it's just like a face has been tied on to the front of this weird meat pumpkin.
Yeah, he's a meat pumpkin, that boy.
And Frank Whaley from The Doors played Boy.
From The Doors.
I never would have guessed that was Frank Whaley.
Yeah.
Good makeup in this.
Hell of a drummer, Adam.
Yeah, Robbie Krieger.
Hell of a drummer.
Robbie Krieger. So then they kidnap Ben Savage. They try to lock him up, Fred Savage, but they escape with a pencil and electricity.
Oh, yeah. There was a very A New Hope scene here. And this also reminded me a bit of Nothing But Trouble in a way. Like, it was just kind of that, like, dark corridor hideout kind of claustrophobia in a weird place kind of thing.
It's Cool World.
Cool World. Like Cool World. That would be Cool World. Ralph Bakshi's send-off, I guess.
Was there Bakshi?
Yeah, it was one of those guys. What's the other guy that's like Bakshi, but it's not?
Doesn't matter. We're just doing ourselves a disservice. You're slowing down, Bobby. Pick it back up. Come on, get the energy. Get the energy back in this room.
But yeah, you have like a little A New Hope scene where they're trying to escape out of the fucking octopus pit, but it's really a pit full of stuffed animal plushie toys.
Plushie toy pit.
And they get what the fuck? They make a spark machine out of a phone they found down there.
An old cranky phone.
And it makes Howie Mandel get small so they can shove his clothes under the door.
It was some dumb Rube Goldberg shit. But then they...
That wasn't Rube Goldberg. That was just like...
It had two pencils.
Oh, yeah.
And they're spinning a crank and it made lightning.
No, it's some science shit, I guess.
That's fucking dumb.
Physics.
God, it was dumb. So anyways, they escape.
Good thing we brought the kid that's good at science.
And then they go get a bunch of fucking lights from the closet they showed earlier. And they go back with light suits. And now they've recruited Ronnie Coleman, Buzz the Bully. He's on their side now. Mm-hmm. Why? Because that's the only other child that's had lines in the movie. So we're going to put him in the finale. So they go down there to Boy's lair and they blast Boy and Snick with the lights. And it kills Boy right out. Like his face melts off. It's like a little weird monster face. And he turns into a burning pile of clothes. And Snick explodes booyah, explosion, there's monster parts everywhere. But he like pulls himself back together, which was pretty goddamn creepy anyways. And then then Howie Mandel shows up with a flamethrower and he like flamethrowers Snick like it's the end of the hidden, right?
Yeah.
And then they try to get out through the beds in their home in Massachusetts, but they can't.
At sunrise, they'll turn into monsters.
So they have to go run all the way around Cool World, around the whole fucking continent to climb out in Malibu, California, underneath the fucking lawn chair of some bum that still happens to count as under a bed because bums have to sleep somewhere.
Yeah, and
That's it.
And I remember thinking, even seeing this as a child, like the first thing they do is just run and play in the ocean.
Well, I mean, if you were a little kid and you just...
Yeah, but you're also like, we should probably find a phone. Like,
No, if you were a little kid and you're with a bunch of little kids that you're friends with and you just climbed out of Cool World under a bum on a beach...
Go watch Cool World off of us.
You're going to go run into the ocean that's right there.
It felt very molesty down there.
I thought the same thing, like, why would they just run in the ocean? I'm like, oh, wait, they're little kids, and they've probably never seen the ocean before.
And this is when the talking heads fucking nowhere place, which is the best part of the movie, the credits.
The credits. And they call their parents, and they're like, oh, where are you? We'll come pick you up. Like, we're in California. And, like, how did that happen? And I just, like, think to myself, like, how that next 24 hours would go for the life of that family. Or the other two kids, like the little red-haired girl and Toad and Buzz, who just got picked up.
They weren't even missing.
They were missing.
I mean, but the parents didn't know they were missing yet.
Like, yeah, the savage parents like have to call, like, hey brother, sorry, your kids went with my kids through a portal in Cool World. Oh yeah, like, is that what Randy Savage had to do to?
Well, you're mixing real world of Randy Savage and the movie world of Daniel Stern.
We already did that earlier. I'm just bringing it back.
No, but I'm just saying, yeah, it would be an awkward phone call to the other kids' parents. Would they all ride up together? Would they fly out together?
Right.
What would that look like? They've never met each other. Their kids went to Cool World and ended up in Malibu, California. And that was 1989's Howie Mandel, Fred Ben Savage, Daniel Stern,
Rick DeCommon, Frank Whaley.
That's it, right?
It's sure.
Starring Little Monster.
It's not as good.
Devin Rat Race.
Devin Rat. It's not as good as City Slickers 2.
I will agree.
Yeah. Or City Slickers 1 for that matter.
Well, yes.
We should watch City Slickers.
I've been wanting to watch City Slickers so bad. Not to talk about it on the show, just to watch it.
I just want to watch it. I haven't seen it forever.
That'll be a movie recap pretty soon here. We got, this is our last episode before we get to our Christmas special, I guess.
Is it?
Where we will be debating our least favorite Carpenter class.
Okay, we're doing it. It's The Fog versus Prince of Darkness, and we would love for all of you out there to throw in your 2 cents. Like, hit us up on Instagram. The not NFB. What's our Instagram?
At Not For Everyone Podcast.
Hit us up and tell us which movie is worse, The Fog or Prince of Darkness.
We'll do an audience poll, yeah.
Let's do a poll. They can do those, right? Do one of those, Bobby.
I can do it on the Patreon. Patreon.com/not-for-everyone.
I want to ask the other people that don't just pay for us.
That's fine, too. We can. I have the technology.
Okay, I believe in you.
To consolidate those numbers there. Those
if you don't agree with
numbers.
me, I'm not going to say you're a bad person, but...
That's what's coming up on the Not For Everyone podcast in December.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a lovely, safe, and foodful Thanksgiving.
If you don't live in a place where there's Thanksgiving, go eat some fucking turkey, dude.
I give you my full-blown American citizenship
you have
to
permission.
go eat Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving.
We 2 Americans give you full, worldwide, Thanksgiving for everyone.
It should be a global holiday.
Absolutely. Fucking Turkey Day, dude. Fucking Turkey Day. Fox and Sons.